Hello, everyone, and welcome to the episode of the Caffeinated Librarians, MPL's pop culture podcast. So today we're going to be discussing the 2006...
You want to, introduce us, or you don't want to introduce us?
Fine. All right.
What if we have a first-time watcher?
Okay.
That is watching this because they're like, Lady of the Water is my favorite movie ever.
Okay. So, do you want to start from the top? Do it.
You'd introduce us.
Sure. Hello, everyone.
No, I don't want you to start from the top. I want you to just introduce us.
Woo! Okay. Hello. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, I'm Simona.
I'm Katie.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Lewis.
The annoying one. So, introductions out of the way.
Can I just say, this is a long-awaited episode. I don't know for you guys, but it is for us. This movie has been on and off our schedule for, at least 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
Because, I finally found it in a place where we can all watch it, and I got so excited. So, yeah.
Shout out Canopy.
It wasn't on Canopy.
It is on Canopy. I just watched it there.
It is on Canopy?
Yeah. You too can watch it with your library card at home.
Yeah. I watched some of it this morning on Canopy. I originally watched it on Tubi, and I thought it looked weird, so I had to watch some of it on Canopy to see, and I think it was a Tubi issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of saw what you meant about, the cinematography was a little odd, people weren't in frame, but, it wasn't that distracting to me, and the cinematographer for this is actually Christopher Doyle, who shot a lot of Wong Kar-wai's movies, so he did Chungking Express and In the Mood for Love, which I know we covered on the podcast. Those movies are gorgeous looking.
Nice.
So one thing I noticed on Canopy was, and you would probably know the professional terms for these and the dimensions for these, but it was like this, and the screens on the side were black on Canopy. So I saw the whole screen.
Okay.
But in Tubi, it wasn't like that. It filled up my entire TV screen. So Paul Giamatti's eyeball, was in the corner of my screen.
So
something else.
Tubi has a really bad crop of this.
Yeah.
Then they cropped it to fit 16:9 as opposed to the original aspect ratio.
Okay. So see, all right. So I wasn't crazy. And also, I'm sorry to M. Night because I was criticizing you for your stylistic choices when apparently it was just Tubi's fault. But thank you, Tubi, for putting it on for free. Simone, continue, please.
I don't think we need to thank Tubi. I love them, but they make their money.
Yeah.
How do they make money? Oh, from ads.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they're the most profitable streaming service.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Get out of town.
Yeah, Netflix loses money constantly. Tubi, they rake it in.
Wow.
Makes sense.
Wow, I was today years old when I learned that.
So, yes, it is on Canopy, which is one of our streaming services.
I believe it's pronounced Canopy.
Lewis.
Sorry. That's the last time.
No, it's not.
I've been waiting such a long time for this. Okay, so, as I said, we are going to be discussing the 2006 urban fantasy film Lady in the Water, which is written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan, who has written and directed such great films as The Sixth Sense,
Signs,
which I love.
Knock at the Cabin.
Yeah,
Knock at the Cabin.
Old
from a
and
more recent one.
Bunch of other films.
The Village.
Yes.
Village.
So basic premise of the film, it's about a building superintendent named Cleveland Heap, who one day...
Beautiful name.
Cleveland Heap, who one night as he is straightening things out at the pool, he discovers that there is a young woman who has been living in the pool.
And who really needs, a suntan. Really needs to get out in the sun.
So the young woman introduces herself as Story and informs Cleveland that she is a narf. We'll just say it's a type of water nymph.
The narf.
Who has been sent by her people to discover the vessel. So that's the basic summary.
Yeah, there's this little intro scene or
I love
narration.
the intro scene.
Who narrates that?
It was David Ogden Stiers.
Who is that guy? Because he sounds so
It
familiar.
looks like he was in MASH.
Is he the
Jumba in Lilo and Stitch, and Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast?
Yes, he is.
Maybe that's where I'm.
Yeah. He voiced Radcliffe in Pocahontas and the deacon in Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the voice sounds so familiar.
Oh, he narrated a lot of Winnie the Pooh stuff as well.
Yes, he did. My
Yeah,
childhood.
Just a big voiceover guy.
And in MASH, he is the proper colonel, or who likes to think that he's proper, and he's an all-around doofus, and it's hilarious. Or Hawkeye and the other, his friend, likes to make fun of him a lot. Anyway.
But yeah, there's a little intro giving you some of the lore about, like,
Yeah.
once we were one people, and then we split, and some of us lived in the water, some of us lived on land, and we got possessions and all that.
Yeah. So
Classic,
essentially,
like-
there's the blue world, which is the world where Story is from, and there's our world. We'll get to it, Lou. I know. And there's our world, and as Joe said, at one point, the people of the blue world passed on their knowledge to our world. And as Joe said, at one point we were deeply intertwined. However, as man began to move inland, as man began to covet possessions, little by little the two worlds were separated. However, when the story begins, the blue world is trying again. They are trying to reach humanity, to bring about humanity's awakening. So that's why Story has been sent to our world to find the vessel.
Yeah, and Story's telling old Cleve Heap, like, hey, I need to find a writer. And he's like, and so he's like poking around because he really goes along with her pretty well.
Yeah, he doesn't really ask any
No,
questions.
he doesn't
He's
ask
just like,
any-
"Alright."
I do really like Giamatti's performance in this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, he sells it, and yeah, he does a lot of good face acting.
Yeah.
I like how she's like, Story is like, I'm not allowed to tell you anything about my world. For somebody that's not allowed to tell you anything about her world, she tells you an awful lot
Yes.
about
Yeah.
her world throughout this movie. Just saying, she is not the one to keep a secret.
No.
The Narf world sent the wrong Narf.
No, but she's like
Oh, the Narf princess
yeah.
or something, right?
Madam.
Madam Narf.
Madam Narf.
Oh my god, it's so weird. That
So-
all I'm hearing is Pinky.
So
Pinky in the brain.
And he starts piecing together more about where she comes from
Yeah.
an older lady in the building who who knew about this as a bedtime story growing up.
Yeah. So there's so like I said, he's the superintendent of this building with an eclectic cast of characters. And one such character is Mrs. Choi, who she has a daughter named Young Soon who has bonded with Cleveland. She shares books with him. She's a university student. And when Cleveland first mentions, Narf, Young Soon recognizes it as something that she has been told before by her mom. Her mom comes across as this very harsh individual, kind of stereotypical to some extent, but eventually she will warm up to Cleveland as the story progresses. But she slowly starts to tell Cleveland the story that she heard from her grandmother, which is essentially the same thing, that Narfs are these water nymphs, and that these water nymphs have enemies. So the enemies are called scrunts.
Yes.
They're essentially dogs made
Grass
of grass.
dogs. I kind of love the scrunt.
Yeah.
What was
and-
their purpose, though?
So the way
Like-
I understood it,
Like, we don't know why
Yeah.
they're doing what they're doing.
but it's a fairy tale. Often enough, a fairy tale,
I mean-
the people who are like the villains don't necessarily have
and
a.
we don't know why the Tartunic are not there to protect her. We don't know what the rules are. They're talking about all these things in this world that isn't really built up.
Yeah.
at all.
May I direct you to the symbolist?
The kid?
Yeah, he could tell you what the
That's
scrunts
true.
represent and what the Tartunics Tartuics are doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, this is all symbolic of,
Yeah.
and he's drawn from a lot of like classic creation myth and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
He
here.
was inspired to write this film, Shyamalan, because he told a bedtime story to his children. So this was the bedtime story that he told, and he turned it into.
So he was reading this story to them, and he's like, ka-ching.
Like
And,
he did to Avatar: The Last Airbender and ruined it for all of us.
I heard that's actually like getting a cult following, and people are going to bat for it.
No.
I didn't hear that.
No.
No.
Don't worry,
Get it
Netflix
first.
created a series. It's better.
Yes.
So through Mrs. Choi, Cleveland Heap gets a better idea of what he's dealing with. So essentially, the Scrunts, the way I understood it, and again, this is a fairy tale. Often enough in fairy tales, it's not overly developed. It's very surface level, very basic.
You see, to me, I take the Scrunts as kind of like as the critic here, Mr. Farber, is they just hate beauty in the world.
Oh.
Much, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But then why do the Tartuics, why don't they, and again, I want to know what the rules are. What are the laws? So why are the Tartuics just allowing the Scrunt to attack her when the rules are that she's supposed to be able to awaken her vessel and then get picked up by the
eagle.
The eagle.
The way I would assume, the way it works is, it's mentioned that, so the Tartutic are threesome. They're like three ape-like creatures who are the law keepers within this world.
Imagine Groot before Groot became Groot. That's kind of what it looked like to me, a little bit. Not the little Groot, not the cute Groot.
So they're essentially the law keepers, but with their origin story, they're also very evil. Like, it's mentioned that they were born, and the minute they were born, they killed their parents as soon as they were born.
Yeah, it's a tough story.
So one could argue why, although they are charged with keeping the law, it could be sometimes it's like, I don't want to intervene right now. Maybe I'll intervene today. That's kind of how I understood it.
Okay, that makes sense. Maybe they're like they want to stir the pot a little bit by not.
It's possible. I mean, because they're not like a neutral party. They're very aggressive, and that's kind of how I understood it. That they're sort of allowing the Scrunt to do whatever it's doing.
This is all about story. You can't have the Deus Ex Machina coming in every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It comes in at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, Story has to find this vessel. She doesn't know the vessel's name, doesn't know the vessel's gender, and Mr. Heap, because he knows the people of the building, he starts doing some exploration. Now,
Can we go back to the Scrunt for just 1 second?
Sure.
Was anybody else thinking like when you saw the Scrunt for the first time, and he's like describing it to the guy?
I loved when he was talking to the cop.
Yeah.
And the cop was like, "That sounds like a big dumb animal."
Yeah.
There's no way a big dumb animal could do this.
Yeah.
He just kept saying the phrase
like,
big dumb animal.
You're like, this is the worst animal control guy ever, first off.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'm just like, you're the building and grounds guy or whatever. You're the super of this complex. Get a weed whacker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That dog is going to go right down. Just weed whack right through it.
Or a lawnmower, like the heavy duty.
Yeah.
Go riding up on a John Deere.
Yeah.
Show those Scrunts we mean business.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
again, it's a fairy tale. Not everything makes sense. So he starts to like explore the building, try to get a better feel as to who this vessel might be. It turns out, and this happens early on, the vessel is Vic, played by M. Night Shyamalan, who lives with his sister Anna.
Now, I see him, I'm hooting, I'm hollering, I'm saying, yes, M. Night. And honestly, I was pretty impressed with his performance here.
Agreed.
I thought he did well.
Yeah.
I saw everybody rag on him for this one, and I was like, I was expecting the worst, and I was like, no. He knows his own material.
The only ragging that I think he might warrant is imagine writing yourself in as the person whose words are going to change the world.
Crazy move. Yeah. Crazy move.
Well,
I don't really get why he did that.
Like
but.
when I first saw it, that was one of my criticism. Like, okay, it could have been given to an actor. You didn't have to self-insert. You could have stuck with your cameo. I mean, like, watching it now, like, I've watched this several times. Watching again, I don't mind his performance. I like his character. There's a vulnerability.
Yeah. I actually, like Joe said, I actually liked his performance.
And whatever, it's his story. If he wants to write
him
himself
and his
as the
sister
hero,
messing with each other.
Yeah, it's a
like
very
when
good dynamic.
He's folding laundry and she keeps telling him he's doing it wrong, and he like steps at her.
Yeah, like
that's funny.
It's a very much a great sibling dynamic. That's what happens. So I like that. I don't hate him as much as I think a lot of the critics did. Like, watching it again, it's whatever it is.
I think there were a variety of factors, but critics were just getting really mad at him for like the past few years when this came out. So and I think this was just like anything they could get. They were like, nah, screw this
Yeah.
guy.
So he's writing a book called The Cookbook.
Which sounds unhinged.
It's-
Just a rambling political treatise called The Cookbook.
Yeah.
So, just to get back to M. Night Shyamalan in this role, Frank Levis, I don't know if I'm saying that right, of Film Journal International, basically said that fans of Paul Giamatti or M. Night Shyamalan might like this, but a fracture, blah, blah, blah. Anyone else is likely to be perplexed by a muddled myth-making or actively astonished at the self-indulgent ego of a writer, director, producer who casts himself in the role of a visionary writer whose martyrdom will change the world. That's kind of how I saw it, too. I was like,
Yeah.
that's...
Well, yeah.
That is a
No, it's pretty
bold
crazy.
move.
I'm still vibing with it, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like I said, I think he could have gone in a different direction, but it is what it is.
But yeah, he meets with Story, and
Yeah.
she's like, she tells him all this prophecy, and I gotta say, bit of a spooky shot called here, where she's like, oh, your work will influence the president, who will be a great Midwestern orator. This came out in 2006.
Obama, anyone?
Yeah, Illinois is the Midwest, well renowned for his speeches and all that. And who can forget when he declared war on the Scrunts?
Me and Joe were talking about this, maybe it was yesterday, and I said, I was like, how much of a power move would it have been if, like, they, like, re-released this movie and they ended it with, like, Obama's Yes We Can speech?
Yeah, it just cuts to that. Like when Spike Lee cuts to current events and stuff. Wild.
Yeah, so they meet, and she very much functions as the muse, which enables him to continue writing.
He picks back up the cookbook.
Yes.
Yeah, she has this effect that we haven't talked about where she kind of like resolves people's inner conflict when she's around. Like Paul Giamatti has a stutter throughout, but when he's with her, it fades away.
Yeah.
And like Vic is suddenly like feels a lot more confident in his writing and his ability to communicate his ideas.
So once she's seen the vessel, she should technically be allowed to go home. Cleveland says, okay, well, won't the Scrunt try to attack? And she says, no, there are laws. I'll be safe. However, she tells Cleveland that because he is not of the blue world, he cannot witness her as she's being taken away. So he sees her off. She's at the pool. He closes the door, and he goes about his business. He hears a noise. He sees Story rush back in, and she's been attacked. So the Scrunt has essentially broken the rules, and he's attacked her. And
yeah, he's a rogue Scrunt.
yeah. So she's been injured, and I think also probably the injuries act as kind of like she's being poisoned.
Yeah.
So again, he goes back to Mrs. Choi, who is like the
somehow she just knows everything about this world.
Again,
and the blue world is not the best kept secret. Apparently.
No.
So and essentially like there's this mud called Key, and she keeps it where she lives. So there's an awesome shot of Cleveland.
That's another thing.
Yes.
All right. So Paul Giamatti at the beginning, when he first finds Story or first sees her in the water, he like jumps in, basically like does acts in the water the way no one acts in the water ever, and just immediately like starts to drown. I get it, he's fully clothed, but like still like it's a pool.
Yeah, you can
Like,
go
just
to the
get to the
bottom and jump
Yeah.
to the surface. And
But
well, because he starts to drown because he runs, slips, and hits his head, and then falls in the water.
does he hit his head?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he starts he
But he
gets
seems
up.
like he's okay.
Well, he gets up and he starts running for it. He slips, slams his head, tries to get back up, and then falls into the water.
Okay, maybe I missed that. Because in the scene that Simone was about to talk to you about, my dude is like an Olympic swimmer. Like, he holds his breath for 16 minutes. He, is swimming through these tunnels without any issues. And then he pulls a MacGyver with the cup and the straw to breathe for 6 seconds. I'm like, this guy's impressive. Like,
He's the main character. He has to.
like that's
make it.
Navy SEAL. That's even better than Navy SEAL. Like, you know what I mean?
that, yeah.
Well, the first time he sees it, goes back up, gets a breath of air, comes back down. Then when the door shuts, you can see that he is starting to he's running out, and that's So, and he sees the home that she's made, which when I first saw it, it's like, so she's been here for a while then, with all that tunneling
and she's Little Mermaiding it.
Yes, yeah, she's a bit of a klepto.
Yeah. She wants to be part of their world.
She does. Yeah. I had the same thought when I was watching it a few days, like, oh, she's like Ariel, but so he finds the key, he administers the key. At this point, Anna and Vic have sort of been drawn into the drama, but you'll understand why them being in the drama is not going to really upset things or shake things up too much. So just moving things along, so she's unable to get back home. Cleveland is desperately trying to figure out how he can prevent her from being hurt again, how he can help her get home, and then talking to Mrs. Choi, who knows everything, she tells him that, according to the fairy tale, there are individuals with specific powers who can assist her. So they're known as the Guardian, the Healer, the Symbolist, and the Guild.
It's a good thing we've met a bunch of wacky characters.
Yes.
All in one spot. Very convenient.
Also,
yeah.
Story has told him so much about the Blue World already. You figure, maybe mention that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's the stuff she's not really allowed to talk about.
I'm not totally clear
so
on
that part of it.
Yeah, so I think she's allowed to tell very basic things. I guess you could also think of it as that one way or another, Cleveland is a part of the world. So maybe on a subconscious level, they're connected, and I may just be really reading into things, but he's a part of it. So eventually, the more he finds out, there aren't really going to be any consequences. And there's no explanation of what the consequences would actually be if she were to say anything.
Yeah. It's classic fairy tale stuff.
Yeah. So Cleveland,
the fairies can follow this and that. All
so
that.
Cleveland goes to the film critic, because who best to know tropes than a film critic?
Now, see, this I found a lot goofier and more annoying than M Night putting himself in the movie. Mm-hmm. Because this is okay, buddy, you got middling reception for The Village. You were not the whipping boy just yet. Calm down. It's okay, I get it. You're mad at some critics, but chill.
And that was another criticism, basically, of his portrayal of film critics. So we have our resident film critic, who's a bit of a
Mr. Farber, for some reason named after Manny Farber. I don't really get that, but he's a famous film critic. His whole thing was not his whole thing, but a big thing he wrote about was white elephant art versus termite art, where he felt that standard Hollywood movie making was often ill-suited to actually address things, and called it white elephant art, and preferred B movies that through their existence could be very subversive and really burrow into a topic like a termite.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Did he write bad stuff about M. Night Shyamalan's movies?
I don't think so. I don't think he was writing at that time.
Oh, no?
Yeah, at least not that I know of.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that's really... I like that.
There's a very... You ever see the 90s American Godzilla?
Yes.
Yeah, so they make the mayor and his assistant in it look like Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel, which
really
would be funny, but then they just don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Roger Ebert really complained about it in his review. He was like, "You put me in the movie to make fun of me. At least let me get killed by Godzilla. What are you doing?"
So Mr. Farber says to Cleveland, so basically Cleveland is trying to find the Guardian, the Healer, well, not the Healer at this point, the Guardian, Symbolist, and Guild. So with regards to the Guild, Farber says, find a group of people that do nothing, they regurgitate the same nonsense day in and day out, that's who the Guild is going to be. The Symbolist, I forgot what he really says about the Symbolist.
It's going to be somebody who does something mundane but requires analysis.
Yeah.
So that's Jeffrey Wright, who's been doing his crosswords.
Yeah, so he goes to Mr. Dury, who is enamored of crossword puzzles and is great at it. And then he goes to the Stoners, who are a bunch of guys that live in one of the apartments. They're constantly doing some form of recreational drugs of some sort, and they really don't do anything. So he assumes, they're the Guild. They're the competent people we would need for this mission. And one of my favorite moments is when Heap is talking to this. So you just sit around and talk about nothing. He goes, "No, man, we have serious conversation. We spoke about Gandhi the other day," and he's like, "You did?" Like he's just so like it's one of like those funny moments. He's just so impressed. And so he gets them together. At this point, Story is kind of a little bit worse for wear. She hasn't been in the water. She's sort of deteriorated, like she's getting thinner. She's not doing too well.
Yeah, she's gonna go live with the Rands for a little bit.
And
I really enjoyed the bit with the sister being like, I think Mr. Heap's a player.
Yeah.
Like,
So he thinks he's found the Symbolist. He thinks that he's found the guild. The only thing left to find is the healer, and he assumes it's a woman named Mrs. Bell, who takes care of cats. She has
she's a sweet lady. I like
very
her.
nice energy to her, and he assumes, she's the healer. Another reason why he assumes she's the healer is that according to the stories, butterflies are drawn to the healer.
And he saw a butterfly.
And there's a scene where a butterfly lands on her shoulder, so he assumes, I've got my core group. Things are going to go well.
Wow.
Now, why you wouldn't assume that the guy that used to be a doctor
Would be
would
the
be the
healer.
knows?
Because he doesn't see the purpose in his self. He does not see his own
Yeah.
self-worth. He's what is revealed is that he used to be a doctor. He had a family. One night the home was broken into and his wife and child or children were killed. So one would assume that at that point he quit being a doctor and at some point found his way in this in the Cove, which is the apartment complex, and he became the superintendent.
This is totally off topic.
Yeah.
But so M. Night sets a lot of his movies in Philadelphia or the surrounding suburbs. That's the
Yeah.
area he grew up in, and he does a lot for the film industry in the area. He always films there, casts from there. Cool guy. If you go to Philly, he is beloved for a reason. But here, this apartment complex is not a kind of apartment complex I've ever seen in Philadelphia. Like, it was built in a warehouse over in Levittown, so like he did film in PA. Props to him for that. But it's very funny because it's like one of those like kind of like outdoor kind of apartment complexes where like there's a pool. Like it's very California. Which
Yeah.
it's just a funny little thing, but. He needed a pool for this story to work, you know?
Fair.
Yeah, you need somewhere to find the lady in the water.
Yeah, she can't be in the water if there's no water.
Yeah, she can't be in the fire hydrant.
No, that would
Or the
be,
toilet.
Yeah. Oh, no, it'd be a different kind of movie. Ugh, gross.
But yeah, and after he assembles this group...
Of
and,
Avengers,
yeah,
yes.
Oh my.
Story has told him he must be the Guardian, but then he has a showdown with a Skrunt, and he is not able to hypnotise it like the Guardian
He
should
is
be.
not the Guardian.
Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm nothing. I'm not anything.
Yeah.
And then they were totally wrong. None of these people are the right roles.
No.
Which, how did they not know it was the kid? You could tell it was the kid from the beginning.
Because
That kid is on top of stuff.
Because I think it's also about assumptions, and also he's
Yeah.
going based on what the film critic, who in many ways is talking about tropes.
Yeah.
And
And
I can't think of the other word.
earlier, standardized narratives. Earlier in
Yeah.
the story, too, Mrs. Choi has a line about, like, oh, nobody knows what they are. That's the most important thing. Nobody knows their role. And,
Yeah.
like, it's all about, like, the unexpected and all that.
Yeah,
But, the kid is so funny.
Yeah.
How M. Night writes children always brings a smile to my face. They're always the most precocious little guys imaginable. Like,
Yeah. So essentially, the eagle has to come back, because so the core or the people they believe are the group can witness the eagle.
I'm sorry. We just need to talk about why the kid is the symbolist.
Yeah.
He just like stares at cereal boxes and is like, this one makes me feel sad. It reminds me of the time you didn't pick me up from school, Dad.
Love this kid.
Yeah, we'll get into more when you actually find out who these people actually are. So they basically get this idea. Mr. Dury, looking at his crossword puzzle, comes up with soiree and a few other terms which lead them to believe we need to throw a party. They throw a party.
The guild's on it.
Yes, sort of. And they
Hey,
hire
the party
a band.
looked good.
The party don't look good. Everything
Yeah.
else they kind of fail at.
Yeah.
They have a band, and the whole idea
They're not
is
working this together at
no,
all.
like when the band starts, everyone's gonna move away from the pool, and then Story will be able to be taken away. However, because these people are not the guild, they're not the symbolist, they cannot basically do what is needed, and things go horribly wrong. Story is attacked again, and this time it's a little bit more fatal.
And then the scrunt murks Farber for being a dastardly film critic.
Yeah, but also I love his line. It says, "You will leap for me. I will turn. You will leap for me, but you will be a second too late." And then he turns.
Yeah.
I will say though, it was extremely satisfying. I don't like his character, but yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to like his character.
I know, but I do
for
feel bad because
various
he dies
reasons.
alone in the basement or wherever he is.
It's the one real moment of meanness in this film. It's very funny.
Yeah.
Like,
So they have to regroup. Cleveland has to sort of rethink things. At this point, he's falling deeper and deeper into self-doubt, into despair, into this feeling of hopelessness where, this is a woman who's extremely important and I cannot help her. Eventually, he talks with the group and he mentions, that I spoke with Farber and he was so sure. And Mr. Dury has a very beautiful moment where he's saying, how do you know I am the symbolist? He's like, I'm supposed to see meaning, but I don't see any meaning in this. How do you know that they're the guild? And eventually they rethink the purpose, like who the symbolist is. And Mr. Dury realizes, oh my God, I know who it is. And it's his son, who, as Joe and Lou have mentioned, sees the symbols in cereal boxes.
yeah.
So he compiles
that
his
box of
cereal
Apple
boxes.
Jacks, man.
And
They're putting crazy stuff on there. You know where to look.
yeah, and he
They're
basically-
telling you about the Seven Sisters.
Yes. So essentially, the guild is 7 sisters.
Didn't we watch that movie?
No.
Seven Brides or Seven
Yeah,
Brothers.
that's it,
Very
yeah.
close.
There's 7 sisters, and they, along with the healer, will bring strength to the moment and will heal Story. Now, of course, they're still operating on the assumption that Mrs. Bell is the healer until she's unable to heal Story, and Cleveland says, but the butterfly
The
landed
healer is
on
a
you.
man.
What?
The healer is a man.
Yes.
And he was the one who brought the butterfly.
Because
Yes.
the kid comes in,
Yes.
and the kid is like, I read my box of kicks wrong. It's not she, it's he.
Oh my God.
And then everybody has the revelation. Like, it's the guy that used to be a doctor that's a healer.
I think it's also because the healer has typically feminine qualities, or
Yeah.
healing
Yeah.
and nurturing are associated with women. So it's not a leap that he would assume, oh, it's Mrs. Bell.
Of
you
course
know?
not. No.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Yeah, it is. And then he has this
That-
very beautiful
This
cathartic
seems really
moment.
moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, Giamatti knows how to work it.
No, he's a
perfectly. What he does
fantastic
with his
actor.
how he gets his eyes all watery.
Yeah,
Love
and
it.
Yeah.
you realize that he sees Story as a substitute kind of child or daughter
I
figure.
would say that he sees Story as like a surrogate daughter.
Yeah, because he lost his own family, he could not protect his own family, and even as he's talking to her, he's really talking to his deceased family.
Oh my God! Yeah, when he
Yeah.
starts talking about
Yeah.
I think I met somebody who I think you guys would like, and like
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he heals Story. And finally, the Tartute come and they do, and oh, actually, no, I missed the part.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
forgetting the guy
The
who
Guardian.
works out
Okay,
one
now-
side of his body.
No, now
He's
listen.
jacked on one side.
To this day, Heap is protecting Story, the Scrunt is inching closer, and he realizes the Scrunt has frozen. And this still gives me goosebumps. I don't care. I love this moment where he turns and goes, Reggie, don't move. And it's revealed that Reggie, who's like the resident weirdo who like exercises one part of his body, is the Guardian. And I love that moment. I still get goosebumps. Like, this is awesome. Reggie does his thing.
Except when he looks away. He ends up looking away. I'm
It's
like,
for a
"Damn it,
split second,
damn it,
and the
Reggie."
Tartute come, and everything's fine.
Yeah, it's all right. The
apes
monkeys,
come.
It
The
all
monkeys
works out.
sorted it out.
Yeah.
But so they've been essentially chilling in those trees for like the entire time, and no one has noticed them.
Yeah.
But that's
They
fine.
kind of look like, they reminded, not the way they looked, I guess, but the way they moved kind of reminded me of, you know, the Sour Patch Kids commercials.
Oh yeah.
Where those Sour Patch Kids
Yeah.
are like, they're really naughty, but then they're nice, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like they kind of reminded me of that in the movements.
The Sour Patch Kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of waddling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they come, they finally do what they're supposed to do. They get rid of the rogue scrunt. They disappear into like mist and fog and whatever they do. The eagle comes, Story is taken away, back to her home. But essentially, you know that all of these people have been forever changed by the experience, which is one of the more beautiful aspects of the film, that's sort of Story's gift in many ways.
Yeah, they've seen some beauty in the world,
Yeah.
and they will act accordingly.
Yeah,
Like,
because there's also one
there's-
character who I forgot to mention. Did I write down his name? Mr. Leeds, who is,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
assuming
that
he's supposed to
weirdo.
be a war veteran.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a running thing where like whenever TV's on in the background, it's footage from like Iraq or Afghanistan. Like
Yeah.
this is film that's like, you know, kind of like, oh man, these modern times, right? Like yeah.
Yeah. And essentially, where even Mr. Leeds is someone who has lost hope, but Story brings it back to him, which is a nice thing because, you know, the world being the way it is, you have to have some belief that there is still some goodness, that there is still some hope for change. Because without it, you're very much dead, and you know, it's not necessarily a way to live. And I think that's also what Cleveland realizes, especially when Mr. Leeds says, you know, that he desperately needs something to believe in as well. And I think that's sort of what Story does. She basically gives them a reason to sort of see that there is hope. That in spite of all this darkness, there is light and there will be change and things will get better as much as they possibly can. And yeah, the one thing I didn't get, the ending shot from the pool, like I didn't really get the decision to shoot from the pool as if someone's looking up at him. Since
I think it's just like the merging of the two worlds. That's how I
see,
took
that's
it, at
why
least.
Joe is on this podcast.
I'm just like
Joe will help
now
us
there
with
is
all
the
this.
blue world and our world, like at least here. Yeah, I want to talk about how this movie was received at the time, because like people were I'm reading this stuff. People were acting like this movie like killed their family. It's crazy.
Wow.
Like I don't think this is like a great movie, but I watched it and I was moved at points. Like I don't really believe it if anybody watched this and they were like, I felt nothing at all. Not one bit got to me. Like, come on. But like, yeah, some very nasty stuff talked about this, and this one hasn't. So online, if in a lot of film culture, there's been a big attempt to reclaim certain areas of M. Night's career that were received very poorly at the time, especially like The Village. The Village is super well regarded now, but at the time people were like, it's fine, I guess. But now people are like, no, that's one of the best movies of the 2000s, you know, that sort of thing. This one hasn't really had that moment, and like, I get it. It's not like, because like, even me, I'm like, it's pretty good. Like, I don't know, but like...
This episode will change that.
Yeah.
I think I see what you're saying. I totally agree with you. I remember when this came out, and it was right after The Village, and The Village was very poorly received. I think because it wasn't at the same level people thought at the time of like The Sixth Sense and Signs.
Yeah.
But like looking back on The Village now, yeah, The Village is great, and but yeah, I remember when this came out, and I also feel like people just like the expectations for M. Night Shyamalan after The Sixth Sense was just so high.
Yeah, the classic line I've seen whenever I read stuff about him from that time is he's the next Spielberg.
Yeah.
He's the next Spielberg, and he didn't really want to be that. So the one.
So would you say that it's almost like self-sabotage, because he has these really great movies like Sixth Sense and Signs, and then he comes out and he does movies like The Village.
No, I think he was following his muse. Like I think that's what he wants to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he was intentionally like making bad movies. And again, I don't think looking back on them that they are bad movies. Like this is better than I remember people at the time saying it was. Like people at the time were like, this is one of the worst movies ever. In fact, one of the things on Wikipedia says I lost it where it says, but it was the worst movie. It was on the list of the worst movie. It was the worst movie of 2006.
Oh,
and I guarantee you there were worse movies in 2006.
Yeah.
I don't know what else came out that year, but
I mean, arguably, of the films that I've watched of his and the films I like, this is, I would say, not the best of those films. Like, you know, Sixth Sense, Signs, The Village, Split, Unbreakable. Those are all good films. I think with The Village especially, and I've mentioned this before, I think what really hurt it was the marketing around the film. I remember what was happening at the time. They made it out into almost this, like, monster horror movie.
Yeah.
Which it
Yeah.
isn't.
well, that's because I think that's what they were thinking would get people in the seats for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
a lot
Yeah.
of people, I think that's, like, they said, oh, like, that was the expectation. And then when you see the film, it's completely different.
Yeah.
You know?
When he made Sixth Sense, and it was as revolutionary and as groundbreaking as it was,
Yeah.
I think that's the bar that he set.
Yeah.
And that's the genre that he set too. So
Yeah.
like people expect horror, that kind of
Yeah.
horror. And Signs wasn't that, but Signs was still suspenseful.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like
Signs is so cool. I
Yeah.
love that movie.
yeah, I just think people it was hard for them to separate from his earlier work.
Yeah.
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 One outlet I want to highlight that loved Lady in the Water, Cahiers du Cinéma, legendary French film magazine that launched the careers of like Jean-Luc Godard and Francois Truffaut. Like this place is like crazy. And they're very well known for having some crazy takes. But their top 10 list of 2006, it is tied for 6th place with a Straub-Houlet film, which is like they're a very heady, like, artsy filmmaking duo, and Capote, and beating out The Departed and The New World by Terrence
Do you
Malick.
have an idea?
Wow.
Did they state why?
No,
It's
this
sort of-
website I found it on doesn't include like any description of it, but I'm sure you could track down the issue.
Yeah, okay. Because
Yeah.
I'd be curious what it is about the film that resonated in
Yeah,
such a way where they would...
I will say Cahiers du Cinéma's top 10 is famously very strange. Like, I think last year they put Ella McKay at, like, number 5 or something, and everyone was like, what?
Yeah. Wow.
And they were like, it is like the screwball films of Howard Hawks. And, yeah.
I do like that actress. She was the actress from Sex Education, right?
Yeah, I want to see it, honestly. Yeah. I'm just curious, because the lady who plays Marge is in it, and I'm like, that's kind of fun. Yeah. She doesn't act much in live action.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I liked this movie.
Yeah, it certainly like wasn't as bad as I remember the criticisms of it being when it came out.
So if you had to compare this, if you had to watch Bubble again or watch Lady in the Water, which one would you
I watched this twice just this week.
Yeah, I would watch this again.
Yeah.
Like, it might not be, like, super quick, but, like, if it comes up again, I'll watch it. I really liked the community feeling of the apartment complex.
Yeah.
I thought, like, because even though these characters are very silly, like, consciously so, there's a man who only works out one side of his body to see how much of a difference he can have between his arms. Yeah. A lot of the actors are giving kind of, like, little bit of, like, odd-mannered performances, because that's something M. Night really likes. But, like, you're still kind of moved by this community among them.
The man with
and,
no
like,
secrets.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I liked that. I liked that part of it, and I don't know. And I found a lot of it kind of moving. Like, even though some of it I was like, okay, you didn't have to name her story.
Yeah.
You didn't have to say directly, like, get it? Get it? It's about storytelling.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's endearing in a lot of ways. I think it's a very earnest film. Like, there's a few things here that rub me the wrong way. The whole, like, my writing will change the world. And damn you film critics for not liking the things I like in movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I liked it.
Yeah. And And, like, could we find a better actress than Bryce Dallas Howard, please? Like, come on.
She was just pretty flat, I thought, as story. Which I get it. She's meant to be ethereal and otherworldly, but like I think just it didn't translate to that exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have I seen her in?
Jurassic World.
I never saw Jurassic World.
Wasn't she in The Village?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I never
She's in
saw
The Village.
I still haven't seen The Village, but I'll get around to it.
She was also in The Help.
Yeah.
That's right. She is in The Help. Look at Katie knowing her whole filmography.
I don't remember that. I saw The Help forever ago. I only remember the pie bit in The Help.
Isn't she the one that eats the pie?
She's the one who eats the pie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know she's in Spider-Man 3 for like 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah. She's
Gwen.
Gwen,
Yeah.
Peter kisses her upside down.
Peter's wild.
Yeah.
I
I actually
Spider-Man
rewatched
3.
some of that the other day. It was like on TV.
It's a funny movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a mess, but I think it's a little overhated too.
Yeah.
I didn't see that movie. I was a little ambivalent towards this movie. I mean, I like Paul Giamatti's performance. I like most of the actors' performances, but M. Night Shyamalan just doesn't really do it for me. I mean, I like The Sixth Sense. And I
prefer the first 5, but
haha, you're funny. And he completely like dropped the ball when it came to Avatar: The Last Airbender, which really left a sour taste in my mouth. Being like a fan of the like a really big fan of the cartoon series, growing up with it and watching it with like my best friend, especially when he would come over to my house to kind of like get out of his house because his parents were going through a divorce and all that stuff. So, and we were so excited for the movie, and we saw the movie and we were like, what the hell is this? So yeah, it's kind of like a love-hate relationship with M. Night Shyamalan for me. So I saw this movie and I just came away from it being like, all right, this was an okay movie. Yes, I got emotional with the emotional parts of it, but I don't know. I just felt rather ambivalent towards it.
I don't know where I've heard it before, but I feel like it was Andy in The Office. And he says he calls M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. And I have been wanting to say that this entire time. So
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if it was in The Office or not, if that's where I heard it.
You probably have. Yeah, Emily just
It is?
confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Ratings.
ratings. What are we rating this out? What do we want to do?
Narfs.
Narfs,
right?
yeah.
What
Narfs.
else?
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I'll about lead off.
Like he always does.
Like I said, this week was the first time I had seen this movie. And I remember just kind of like the visceral hate for it when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which made me not watch it. And watching it now, I'm kind of like, it's really not that bad. I mean, is it the best movie ever? No. It's certainly not Jurassic Park, but it is good. I enjoyed it, actually. I would give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I went in thinking 3 out of 5. I think I kind of talked myself up half a star, so 3.5 Narfs out of 5. I liked this one.
I'm sorry, Simona. I'm going to give this 2.5. Oh, man. Do you want me to give that 1? No.
Love when we get the 1 stars.
2.5. Because I like Paul Giamatti. I thought he did a very good job with this movie, with what material he was given. So, 2.5 Narfs.
yeah, so this is a 5 out of 5 for me. I love this movie. Is it perfect? No. Does it make a whole lot of sense? No, it doesn't. But it's still one of those films that I will always rewatch of the ones of hit. Like, I haven't seen the later films that he has made.
You gotta check out Trap. It's so fun.
Which one is Trap?
That's the one with Josh Hartnett.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that one is good. Yeah, that one's good. Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I said, I do enjoy this movie. If you take it as a fairy tale, and as most people know, fairy tales don't necessarily make a whole lot of sense. Just go with that. Yeah, I think it would have been nice if you would have had a bit more world building, as Lou has mentioned prior to recording. I think even the names, like one thing, and this is probably a minor, is that if it's an Eastern story, I think the names of the creatures should have been more reflective. Of
Yeah,
where
I
it's
will
supposed
say,
to come from.
culturally speaking,
Yeah.
this stuff's nonsensical. And
Yeah.
like, a lot of these characters are kind of unfortunate stereotypes in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is a little disappointing. But.
Yeah. So, but like I said, 5 out of 5 Narfs.
And as far as picks from Simona goes, it's certainly better than Bubble.
Okay, aside from Bubble, my other picks haven't been too bad.
You will be judged on Bubble and Bubble alone.
Hey, you
for the
were
rest of your
also
career.
the one who pulled out that sci-fi movie no one liked.
Which one was
The
that?
Netflix one, Edge of
Oh.
the World or something.
Rim of the World, yeah.
The world.
That was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah, you sometimes you just pick whatever's on Netflix, and I think sometimes that can lead you to. But even you were like, man, this one was bad.
Yeah. I try to.
No, sometimes that's
Branch
fun though. When there's an it's fun for me to edit too. When there's an episode where everyone's just like, man, what's going on here?
Ah.
But yeah, what we've been listening to.
Oh, yeah. Nice. What have we been listening to? So,
258.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I actually have to be on desk. So I have to duck out. I'm so
Just
sorry.
shout them
first,
real
yeah,
quick.
What have you been listening to?
Oh, I've been listening to a lot of Sia, a lot of Florence and the Machine. Alexia Evelyn is a Brazilian artist. Has a lot of great music. I've been listening to her. So yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Cool. A lot of Foo Fighters for me lately. And that first My Chemical Romance, a song from that first album came on the other night.
Oh.
And I ended up listening to the whole album. That album kind of hits.
I never listened to the first one. I've
Yeah.
listened to Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a bit, but not
Yeah.
the first. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The first My Chemical Romance album is my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
okay. I've been listening to that on the drive
Yeah.
home or something.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. I've been on a big Kendrick kick. XXX from Damn. I haven't listened to Damn in a while, and man, it hit. I was like, that's an amazing album. And let me throw in something from Mr. Morale. Silent Hill. I like when he makes the goofy noise where he's like, ooh.
Nice.
All right. Well, I've been just listening to a playlist that I made on Spotify. So the three, Take the Money and Run by the Steve Miller Band. It's a good time. The Stroke by Billy Squire. And Hurt So Good by John Mellencamp.
All right.
I like it.
Thanks.
All right. And we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.